Welcome back to Build Your Legacy. Today, we continue along with our coaches series, our coaches interviews portion before we get to Selection Sunday. Today, I have Bryce Dye here, head coach Bryce Dye. He's obviously big-time Madden player with us in Madden 20 to all the way to 24. Moving over to college football. Obviously, you see he's an Auburn fan, big-time college football fan, one of the biggest college football fans in the channel or in the Discord, I would say. But to kind of get right into it, moving up to, coach a Division I program over from Madden, it's obviously going to be a lot different. Recruiting plays a part, the pageantry, the traditions of college football. You know all about it.
Right.
What do you feel like what sets you apart from, all the other coaches that are looking to take your job, really?
Being able to recruit just about as good as anybody, being able to construct a team that's willing to play both sides of the ball, build a good defense, build a mixed, balanced offense. I'm going to build myself around defense more than anything because I feel like that's going to be a marquee, side of the ball this year in this game. But yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, you kind of beat me to it. So you said, obviously, you're going to focus a little bit more on defense. Obviously, the term is, defense wins championships. So do you feel like, I mean, is that something that you're going to pride yourself in, having that top 5 defense, being able to stop let's say we have a user in here whose the offense is superior and you match up with him in a conference championship game and you want to, challenge yourself to be able to hold him scoreless and be able to win the game just on the defensive side of the ball alone?
Right. Yeah. I want to be the user that you have to okay, I'm going to lock in for this one because this ain't going to be no, pageant show. This ain't going to be something I'm going to put 63 points on. We talk about Madden, but that's out the door. I mean, this is a brand new game, and I feel like it's all going to come down to who can pick the best players coming out of high school and through the transfer portal that can build the best team overall.
Yeah, definitely. I like that answer. What are some of your, I guess, short-term and long-term goals as you begin your coaching career in the online dynasty?
Short term is really just to prove to myself that I can recruit, especially against other users, because I'm not really sure. We don't know as of right now when this is being recorded how all of it's going to work.
Yeah.
And really just being able to, compete maybe for a conference after year one. I don't think I'm going to do it in year one, maybe not in year two, but after that, I want to be able to compete for a conference and maybe a playoff spot.
Okay, so that your long-term goal would be to kind of get into the playoffs?
Right.
Okay. And what are some things that you look for when you're choosing a job offer to take? Is there certain, schemes, skill sets, location, conference?
Historically, I want to look for a school, that's been not as dominant, but has always been on the national scene. I'm not really the one that's going to sit here and say I'm going to take Eastern Carolina University and go win a national championship. I want to be the one that maybe gets Auburn. I want to be the one that takes Mississippi State where, they were whenever the first college football playoff picture came out at number 1. I don't know if many people remember that, but I want to do that. I want to look towards teams that are in the South, coastal-based, around good recruits, California, Texas, Florida, Georgia, Alabama,
Yeah, no, I got you. So obviously, like you just said, you maybe will start off at an ECU or a smaller school, but you don't intend on staying there is what you're saying. You want to get up to a powerhouse.
Yeah, I want to get up to where, it's hard to come in there and it's hard to win and it's hard to play again. Because, I mean, you throw talent with hard places to play and you got a nightmare.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think, obviously, doing a rebuilding type dynasty like we're doing, people are going to look at it 2 different ways. I think when you're talking about rebuilding a school, obviously you want to stay at that school. But in this dynasty, it's more so building your coaching legacy. So moving from a bottom team and earning your way to the top is going to be, it's going to be a hell of an accomplishment. And I also think that it's going to be satisfying when you've earned the chance to go coach at a Florida or Georgia or something. So I respect that as well. Kind of my second to last question for you. When you're in a situation where, times are tough and thumbs up, I got you. When times are tough, and you may have a situation where you're supposed to go 10-2 or 11-1, and you start off 0-1 because you're playing against an out-of-conference neutral site game against the reigning champ or whatever the case may be, and you feel like, your season has come to a halt. How do you feel like you're able to kind of settle back in, and kind of lock back in for the remainder of the season? Because again, you got to take it game by game.
Yeah, like you said, game by game, you got to be able to just take it 1 week at a time. You can't focus on one L. Recruiting doesn't stop. The season doesn't stop just because you took an L against somebody, the reigning champs or whatever. Or even if you took an L against somebody you weren't supposed to, you were sleeping on. You just got to keep taking it game by game, day by day, and trying to become better and get to where you want to be.
Definitely. So speaking of getting better and where you want to be, to kind of round out today's introduction and press conference for you, where do you want, or how do you want to be viewed by the other, coaches, 5 seasons, 10 seasons, maybe even 20 seasons on the line? What do you want your legacy to be in BYO?
I want to be the one that, you're not scared to come and play, but when you see me on the schedule, it's not, oh, that's a win. I'm no easy win. I want to be looked at as somebody who's going to compete, somebody who is going to be there at the end, somebody who's always going to be fighting and recruiting against you.
Most definitely. Well, I look forward to seeing how your coaching career unfolds. Obviously, you have a top 5 pick, I believe. So we're going to find out very soon who you get to start your coaching career. And I look forward to seeing it. We'll see you after Selection Sunday to talk about the team you pick, man. We'll see you then.
All right, man. Appreciate it.